Audio Jungle.
Else.
On April 27, 1521, Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan was killed by a poisoned arrow during a skirmish on the island of Mactan in what is now the Philippines. Magellan and his crew were assisting a local king they had allied with when they landed on the island of Cebu weeks earlier. Magellan and his crew endured a long voyage to the Philippines. First, they sailed from Spain to the Canary Islands off the coast of West Africa. From there, they crossed the Atlantic Ocean to what is now Brazil and Argentina. The harrowing trip around the tip of South America, what is now called the Strait of Magellan, took 38 days. Then the crew set sail across the Pacific. By the time Magellan and his crew reached the Philippines, they had been at sea for more than a year. Magellan was on a route to Portuguese territories in the Spice Islands, now Indonesia. Although Magellan himself was Portuguese, he was working for Spain and hoped to claim lucrative islands for the Spanish Empire. This is Emery Oga, your news, our business.
Lapu-Lapu, the story of myths behind the Filipino hero. Hania Umpar giving you the details.
Lapu-Lapu is widely known as a hero who opposed colonization by vanquishing Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan in the Battle of Mactan on April 27, 1521. For a long time, people believed that Lapu-Lapu killed Magellan during the battle. However, historians say there isn't enough evidence to prove that's how the fight played out. Magellan did die on April 27, 1521, but it's likely due to a collective effort. The story of Lapu-Lapu, depicted with bulging biceps rushing toward Magellan to kill him with a swift stroke of his weapon, is a folklore or fake lore that had been repeated for 5 centuries. Historian Dr. Danilo Madrid Herona told the Inquirer. Despite most depictions of Lapu-Lapu being a young fighter, some testimonies describe Lapu-Lapu as an old man. During the battle, he was likely in his 60s or 70s, much older than Magellan's age of 41. We always thought of Magellan as a warrior, Herona told the Manila Standard. But he was a short fellow, less than 5-footer, and he was in fact limping. According to the Rappler, some testimonies say that in his old age, Lapu-Lapu probably watched the battle unfold from afar. This is Hania Umpar, your news, our business.
First Mass was in Limasawa in 1521 sa CBCP. Here's Claire Laco for more details.
The Catholic hierarchy said it stands by the proceedings and findings of a panel of historians affirming Limasawa Island as the site of the first Easter Sunday Mass in the country. The Bishops' Conference affirmed this in a resolution dated September 25, according to CPCP News. The CBCP said it concurs with the resolution of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines issued on July 15 in adopting the report submitted by the investigating panel on the issues surrounding the liturgical event held almost 500 years ago. The CBCP resolution was signed by its acting president, Bishop Pablo Virgilio David, and Bishop Julito Cortez, who heads the Episcopal Commission for the Cultural Heritage of the Church. The NHCP was earlier determined that the 1521 First Mass took place on the island of Southern Leyte Province. The NHCP adopted the recommendation of the panel led by historian and national artist for literature, Rizal Mojares. The that Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan and his Spanish contingent held the mass in Limasawa. The NHCP reopened the investigation into the issue in 2018 after receiving requests from various groups to resolve the controversy and at the site of the first recorded Easter Mass of March 31, 1521. Some proponents claim that one city in Agusan del Norte was the real site of the historic Mass and not Limasawa. The requests were also made in the time for the 500th anniversary of the arrival of the Christian faith in the country in 2021. This is Claire Ilaco, your news, our business.
And we will be back after this break.
Welcome to the Philippines, have a look around. I'm here to tell you how our Filipino history found. On 1521 of March 16, we were discovered by an explorer Portuguese. Welcome to the Philippines, take a look and see. Now here's some random facts for you to learn our history. From dialects, islands, places to our heroines pioneering. And of course our flag symbolizes so different things.
We're back. 2 raids before the Battle of Mactan. Here's Jennifer Adio for more info.
Mactan Island's burning of Lapu-Lapu's 2 settlements may have emboldened Mactanons. Nothing but victory for them and an unforgettable humiliation for the expedition. Once again commemorated last Saturday with pomp and much vigor, makes a cursory mention of what appears to be a test run for the historic battle. Mohara suggests may have put Magellan, Humabon, and Sugbo face-to-face for the first time. Martyr describes Opon as a place with a fortress where Lapu-Lapu had his royal residence and about 50 other houses. Magellan ordered the looting and burning of the fortress, which had about 50 residences, including the rape of its women.
This is Jennifer, your news, our business.
Lapu-Lapu Day announced a special non-working holiday in Lapu-Lapu City. Here's Christopher Colinares for more details.
Lapu-Lapu Day, observed on April 27, is a holiday that was created by Filipino President Duterte. It is a special working public holiday throughout the country and a special non-working holiday in Lapu-Lapu City. The holiday was declared in commemoration of the victory of Lapu-Lapu and his Filipino warrior against Spanish invaders, led by Ferdinand Magellan on April 27, 1521. On the day of this battle, Lapu-Lapu led a group of fighters who repelled an invading force of 49 Spaniards under the leadership of Magellan, who was killed in the fight. The historic event is known as the Battle of Mactan. Lapu-Lapu was a native of Mactan and some argue he is the earliest known indigenous Visayan Muslim chieftain from the island. This is Christopher J. Colinares, your news, our business.
To give us interesting facts, here's Kuya Cam.
Hello everyone, I am Kuya James and this is our trivia of the day. Did you know that in the Battle of Mactan, Ferdinand Magellan did not just die from a sword? Magellan was poisoned by an arrow that hit his right leg. The arrow contains cardiotoxic poisons such as strophanthus, conitum, and strychnus, which are toxic alkaloids that cause heart contractions and neurological dysfunctions. These poisons took effect within minutes, which made the Portuguese explorer Magellan unable to withdraw from the shore of Mactan and died there in the hands of local tribes. That will be all. Remember, the more you know, the more you grow.
And that's all for today's hottest, latest, leading yet historical news. This is your anchor, Benji De Batos, your news, our business. Maayong buntag Mindanao, Madayaw Davao.